we are here at Wind Creek State Park in Alexander City with
Dylan Ogle, park naturalist.
How do you kind of teach people about the environment through kind of being a park naturalist at Wind Creek State Park?
Well, I do many things. Sometimes I do classes here in my clubhouse, and I'll also do guided hikes, guided boat rides. I'll take people out on the lake and show them the wildlife that we have around. Arts and crafts programs, and I'll get some nature themes into that.
So we're going to talk about frogs today a little bit. Can you kind of tell us the difference between a frog and a toad and kind of what a tree frog looks like around here at the park?
Okay, so the main difference between a frog and a toad, if you want just the best, eyesight difference to spot, you can really just look at their skin. So all your frogs, they're gonna have smooth, kind of moist skin, whereas the toads are gonna have that kind of bumpy skin. Their skin's a little thicker than a frog. So toads are a little more adapted to dry land. However, they are still heavily dependent on bodies of water. At least our native toads are. The toads are the ones you'll see a little bit uphill from the creeks, whereas your tree frogs and your frogs are going to be in the lowest parts where there's lots of moisture concentrated, and tree frogs will often get down on the ground to get into water, or they'll even get into water that's being held in trees. So if there's a cavity in the tree that's able to catch some rainwater, tree frogs will use that rather than expose themselves out on the ground if they can.
What type of critters would somebody see walking around Wind Creek State Park, especially in terms of frogs and whatnot?
Well, the ones I see the most are Fowler's toads and also green tree frogs, as well as I've heard some Cope's gray tree frogs. I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard them. And I've also caught a couple American toads, a couple southern toads, and every once in a while I'll hear bullfrogs when I'm just down by the lake at night. But we have a good variety of frogs. Now this is a sound you'll hear a lot, like at ponds. You'll hear the narrowmouth toad.
That's terrible. That's not a sheep?
You ever heard that around the pond before?
Yeah, definitely.
Frogs and toads are both very important as a food source for other animals, but also they are very helpful in bug management. So we have not as many mosquitoes as we would if we didn't have a bunch of frogs and toads jumping around. And I know it seems like we still have a lot, but it could be worse, I promise.
Fair enough. And can you confirm if you kiss a frog, do you turn into a prince or a princess, or is that get confirmed?
No, I've never tried to kiss a frog, but I don't think that's scientifically feasible. So
find out in the next episode.